Hello, grade 5s. I hope you're all well. We're going to look at now finding a percentage of a whole number. So let's just look at a maths test. Here we have the maths test and it's out of 100. Okay, so now let's think about it. Let's say you got 100%. So 100% would mean that you got all of them correct. You would get 100 out of 100. But let's say that you made some mistakes and you got 50% of them. 50%. Okay? Now, 50% would mean that you only got 50 of the 100 correct. Okay, so what would 50% of 100 be? It would be 50 because you would got 50%. Okay, now let's have a look at this one. This one says 75%. So if I've got 100 questions and I get 75% of the 100 questions, that means I got 75 correct. And the same as if I had 25%. I didn't do very well in this one. If I got 25%, that means I only got 25 of the 100. So that's very, very straightforward how you can see what you get for 100. But let's have a look at 50. Let's make it a little bit different, okay? Let's over here look at, let's look at 50. Let me just look at 50 with the 100%. If you got it spelling a maths test for 50 and you got all right, what would 100% of 50 be? Yes, it would be 50. Okay, right, let's just have a look at this easier one here. So let's look at 50%. What if you got 50% of the 50? You didn't get 100, you actually got half of 100. You got 50%. So what would then be your answer? 50% of 50 would be half of 50, which is 25. Okay, let's have a look at this one while we're doing 50%. If you got 100% of 10, you would get them all right. If you got 50% of 10, remember what I said? 50% is half marks. You got half correct. So you would only get 5 out of 10. And if we look at this one, this is 20. If I got 50% of 20, it would mean I got half of 20, right? Which is 10. But I wonder if I could ask you what 25% of 20 would be. 25% of 20 would be 1/4. Okay, 1/4. So what is 1/4 of 20? 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's one of those. It would be 5. I would get 5. But if I got 75%, 75% is 3 25%. So it would be 3/4. So let's look at this. I've got 20 over here and I got 75% of these answers. So then I must work out what is 3/4. Now I knew 1/4 was 5, so 2/4 would be 10, so 3/4 would be 15. So I would get 15 out of 20. Thank you, my lovelies. That's very simply how you start off working percentages of a number. We just looked at 100, at 75, at 50, and 25. Remember percentage? It's always out of 100. Thank you, my lovelies.